Hello, everyone, and welcome to our today's session. We are very happy to have you all today with us here. There was a small mistake in the beginning of this webinar. Today, we're going to talk about liberal arts and humanities, as for the webinar you have subscribed for. Okay, thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Alina. I'm representing Education USA Regional, and here we are together with another interesting webinar. And I've already mentioned that we're going to talk about liberal arts and humanities, but for the rest of this month, we are having a bunch more interesting webinars, a lot of them. I really hope that all of them are going to be useful for those who are preparing for their application process. You know already that Education USA Regional is here to help you with your application. So if you're applying this fall, that's a good time for you to schedule a consultation with us or to follow us and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Telegram channel, and our website. There we have a lot of updated information about the application process, and our advisors are ready to help you during this difficult process, but also super rewarding. Okay, so today we have invited a speaker that actually it's not the first time joining us. So we have Anastasia Fetku from University of South Alabama. Thank you so much, Anastasia, for joining us today. I will just give you the floor so you can introduce yourself, and then we can just proceed to the presentation you have prepared for us. And for those who are watching now, please submit your questions in the chat. We're gonna try to respond to all of them.
Hello, everyone. My name is Anastasia Fetku, and I am an international student recruiter from the University of South Alabama. And I'm very, very happy to be presenting this specific kind of webinar because it's a subject very kind of near and dear to my heart. So I was originally from Moldova. I was born there. So I remember growing up and there was a strong push for me for STEM. And I decided, no, I want to do my own thing. So I decided to pursue kind of a liberal arts degree in international studies at the University of South Alabama. And I found the journey to be very rewarding. Tons of different opportunities that were given to me, stuff that you typically wouldn't see or wouldn't expect from a traditional kind of education in liberal arts. So we're kind of gonna go over kind of my university, liberal arts university as a whole, and just kind of the different misconceptions that people have and the reality of it. So different career opportunities. So we'll go over all of that. So this is going to be the different overview. We're going to go over liberal arts. Why do people choose it? Liberal arts and humanities at South Alabama specifically, and the different career opportunities. And then we're going to go over a Q&A session at the end. So brief introduction about us, University of South Alabama. We are located in Mobile, Alabama. So you guys might not be familiar with this place, but we are located about 1.5 hours from the beach. So it's a very coastal city. We're an international port city. So that's another different thing that I'll go over that goes into our career opportunities. But we're in a very, very convenient location. We're about 2-hour drive from New Orleans. Very similar to New Orleans as well. And about 1-hour flight from Atlanta. So yes, a little bit of our campus highlight as well, just to kind of put stuff in perspective. Very traditional American campus. Very green, very walkable as well. And then liberal arts education as a whole, what it is. So it is kind of a very broad foundation. You kind of make it what you make it. I know a lot of students in Eastern Europe are from high school are kind of conditioned, either math and you choose your subject, that's what you're good at, or English or the language at your home, and you kind of follow your own path. But this kind of dissuades that. So you kind of pursue tons of different, not tons of, but various typical subjects. And this helps develop transferable skills and encourages exploration before specialization. So you're not actually made to choose your major if you don't want to. And you can change your major as well. You can also mix and match. You can double major. So I did international studies and history with a focus in international relations. And that was kind of something that I chose. But people that you meet in liberal arts are like, oh, I'm doing English with Latin in a specialization of medical society. So that is something that you'll most commonly see. So we're going to go over some of the common misconceptions, kind of this myth versus reality. This is one that a lot of people were here about liberal arts, say you can't get a job with a liberal arts degree, and I'm here to tell you that is wrong. So a lot of our liberal arts graduates are very successful. So they work either in business, in law, that requires some extra school, but they also government, very, very typical, marketing, education, journalism as well, healthcare and administration, international organizations, whether that's NGOs or nonprofit, and different other industries as well. So this is one that I was kind of guilty of. At the beginning, I was just reading books and writing essays. While it is a lot of that, it is also going to be conducting research. So you have tons of different opportunities for doing research. That's another misconception as a whole, that you can't do research in liberal arts degrees. That is wrong. There's tons of different opportunities and tons of different professors that would help you on this journey. Also, completing internships. Internships are not only for STEM. There was tons of different opportunities for us to have internships. So for me, for example, I interned at the city of Mobile, so the government, with the district attorney. So we got to see super cool cases, like kind of everyday trial and everything. Another thing is you guys collaborate on projects, give presentations, and kind of develop these real world skills that you will be using once you're in employment or looking for employment. And this is another one that I kind of brought up. So you have to know exactly what you want to study. Like I mentioned, that's wrong. I even started out doing political science, but then changed it a while. So it's kind of very open to that. A lot of the subjects are transferable as well. So you are allowed to explore different subjects before finally declaring a major. So why choose liberal arts? So both STEM and liberal arts are valuable, but they just prepare students differently. STEM focuses on engineering, computer science, healthcare, mathematics, and scientific research, while liberal arts can focus on multiple things. So communication, leadership, critical thinking, research and analysis, and global perspectives. And there was a study done where employers said that one of the most important skills for a worker to have was critical thinking, leadership, and communication. So it does develop those skills. So it is ideal for students that are not interested in the typical STEM path, and that is students interested in law, business, international affairs, government, education, and then media and communications. So this is kind of gonna go over the majors that we have here at University of South Alabama, but it is kind of transferable. So a lot of schools will have kind of different programs like this, and I will kind of hone in on saying that it is what you make it. So whatever you choose, it's your journey. So making sure that you choose the right program that's for you and exploring that and doing the most that you can, that is your responsibility. So some examples of our programs will be in global studies in society, so international studies, political science, sociology, anthropology, languages, so English, history, philosophy, so Spanish, French, and German, and then modern and classical languages. And then human behavior and communication, this is kind of on the more technical side, so psychology, communication, public relations. And then I kind of put our most popular programs in the liberal arts department. So international studies, history, English, political science, communication, philosophy, sociology, psychology as well as very popular. Criminal justice, which is a big one that a lot of people forget about, and then foreign languages. And then I'm going to touch on the student opportunities as a whole. So the undergraduate research, you can pursue that from any time. And study abroad is another big one. So we have tons of different, either faculty-led or program-led study abroad opportunities that allows you to travel explore different parts of the world, bring that back, and apply that to your own studies. Internships, many different opportunities, especially with our port city and the kind of businesses that we have here. Faculty mentorship. Another big thing about liberal arts programs is that class sizes are very small. So you have tons of opportunities to be close to your professors, kind of garner those professional relationships, get close contact with possible employees. They know a lot of people, so networking in a way, getting letters of rec if you want to pursue graduate school or further studies. And the student organizations, there's like criminal society club, philosophy club, and a lot of them are kind of, smaller in a way. So you are able to get leadership positions in that. So being president, vice president, and working to build those student organizations up. That's another big thing that can build your resume. So we're going to go over some career opportunities and the examples. So I kind of briefly mentioned this, but this is just kind of broadening that. So government and international affairs, very pertinent here to our city. Law and public policy. You would need to pursue extra school for that, but it is a possibility. HR or human resources, marketing and communications, journalism and media, so the news, museums and cultural organizations, education, so teaching, nonprofit and international organizations. So many graduates even consider going to graduate school as well. Like I mentioned, law, public administration. I'm also doing my master's of public administration as well. International affairs, business, or education. So what is special about us? And like I mentioned, this is just us. You guys, like I mentioned, it is what you make it. So a lot of different schools that do offer kind of the same majors, but this is just what we have. So like I mentioned, small class size and the faculty support, international port city, more than 50 international companies, career development resources. We have our own dedicated career development network that will help you go to career fairs, build up your resume, go to networking events, and kind of offer that professional support that a lot of students need. Affordable tuition and merit scholarships. So you're not spending like $100K on a liberal arts or any kind of degree. Hands-on research and internship opportunities. So we very much value hands-on opportunities, doing research and doing internships, stuff that will get you out there. More than 90 countries represented on campus, and then a beautiful Gulf Coast location near major employers. Airbus is a big one, Austal. Our goal is to prepare students for success during college and after graduation. So we're not done with you as soon as you graduate. We want to make sure you're successful even beyond graduation. So we really prioritize hands-on learning and real-world experiences. Okay, and I think that's me. So we can kind of move on to the Q&A section.
Awesome. Okay, and I already saw a question in the chat. Even though we have some questions that have been addressed in advance, the students have this opportunity, and we can read the one that is in the chat now. It's from Ganijon Gasimov. If my major is environmental studies, should I get into liberal arts or public?
So our environmental studies, it is in a different kind of department. So it's under environmental marine sciences. So it's just a different department, though it is kind of not a STEM, it's just a different department. So it's not arts and science, it's just kind of different.
Okay, got it. Then the questions who have been addressed in advance, and those are also super interesting. So I'm also curious about the answer. For international students pursuing humanities, what specific mentorship or network opportunities does the University of South Alabama offers for us?
So this is a really good question. Like I mentioned briefly, we do have our own department of career preparation. So what they'll do is typically set up job fairs for us, or internship fairs, or even resume workshops. We even have like speaker events of people that come in and talk about their kind of field in their studies. So that is something that you can always reach out to the department and get either one-on-one support, and they'll help you to the best of their abilities kind of structure yourself as a potential employee.
Okay, thank you. The other question in the chat from Nicolene. What is the difference between international relations and international studies?
So I majored and minored in this, but still, the it's kind of minuscule. I think international relations kind of pertains to more UN type stuff. So the relations between different countries, Mexico, Europe, UN, and then international studies is kind of the history of it. So learning about Africa or learning about Europe, but they don't vary too much. They're kind of the same thing, but just vary a little bit.
You can basically get the same career opportunity for both of them.
Yes, yeah, it's they will be very minuscule.
Okay, and you have both, correct, in your within your institution?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, I got it. Okay, the next question. Does the University of South Alabama offer full ride scholarships for international students?
So we don't have specifically a full ride, but we are our highest scholarship opportunities up to 50% off. So, and that's for every international student. And this is a very new scholarship opportunity for us as well. So essentially, our tuition is about $20,000 per year. But if you have at least a 3.0 GPA from all your high school grades, basically you get 50% off. So you get $10,000 every year. And that's about $5,000 per semester. So it's a very, very cheap price for international students from what I've seen as a whole. I know it can get quite expensive, but that's just a good opportunity we have here.
And what is normally the tuition price for a liberal arts program?
So typically they do run cheaper. So our STEM opportunities, for example, are more expensive. So they can be $100 more expensive per credit. So let's say like it'll be like 12K for an English degree per year. Let's say that same kind of a different program like engineering would be about $16,000 to $18,000 per year. So
Okay,
it
so
does have.
it is depending on the type of program that you are applying.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, and I think a question that might be kind of related to the other one, the previous one. What are the application conditions for a liberal arts program? Are those best
Mhm.
options?
So I think a lot of schools will differ on this as well because I know some schools that are like engineering, you have to take the SAT, you have to take the ACT. But for us, it'll be the same entry requirements for STEM or liberal arts. So you'll need 2.5 minimum GPA for being admitted, and then an English proficiency requirement. So IELTS, TOEFL. We also take oh my god, the A plus, everything.
Mhm.
So if you took those English classes. Mhm.
And can you just describe maybe a good profile or a best fit of a student that can be somehow not related, but can apply for a liberal arts program? Maybe what they should think in terms of extracurricular activities or
Mhm.
in terms of their application package. Is there something special they need to think of?
Um, so for us, I would say like we mainly look at your grades. I know that's
Mhm.
not really, but typically what we take a look at for you for us to assure that you'll be a successful applicant is your grade. So 2.5 minimum GPA, and then the English requirement. That's just the basics. But to be a very successful student, I think definitely you will need to see some involvement. So being involved in your school, um, anything outside of school like volunteering, um, kind of research showing that there is an interest in education, everything outside of school. But it's not. required. We're not very too picky on, did you have extracurriculars? Did you have volunteer hours? And I think a lot of schools are moving away from that as well because um, it's just not, we just take the grades. So it's not
Okay,
too
so the
selective.
academic achievement during those high school years is super important. And it basically, the academic achievement, I mean, how the
Mhm.
student. Uh,
Because typically only really selective schools that have like a 1 to 2% acceptance rate, let's think like Harvard, they everybody has good grades, everybody was valedictorian. I'm using like US examples. So then they take a look at like really nitty gritty like projects that they did. But for us, for you to indicate that you'll be a successful student, we take a look at your grades. Now let's say if your grades are lower, we are still holistic, so we'll take a look at your involvement and everything. So even if your grades are lower than a 2.5, um, we take a look at the student as a whole.
Okay, that's good to know. Thank you. Then the other question that has been addressed in advance, if a student is considering liberal arts college but isn't completely sure what they want to study yet, would you encourage them to apply? What are the advantages of keeping your options all open?
That's a really good question as well. So I mentioned this kind of briefly, but you're not required to declare your major until 1 to 2 years. So I know that might be a long time. But the first 2 years, you're kind of doing your general classes. So you're taking English, history, and that's any student. You're taking English, history, political science classes. And the advantages of keeping your options open is that you get to see your professors and what they're focusing on, their career, their peers' careers, and you can pick and choose essentially what you're most interested in, depending on your passions and ambitions.
Okay, thank you. Okay, another question from Nicolene in the chat. Could you please share some more details to how you found the transition from Moldova school system to the US education?
Oh my goodness. So I actually was a student in Moldova until like sixth grade. So I didn't stay too long in there, but still, like, it was like night and day. um, I remember I was not good at math at all. I was like very kind of good at English, Romanian. That's what that's like our English. So I remember like my math teacher was like reading out the grades, and I was just like sitting like this, like when they read the grades out in front of everyone, kind of embarrassed. But in the US, it's definitely not like that. The teachers are very more accepting. If they want you to succeed, they want you to make sure that you're understanding everything. And I would say it was more easy in the US after being in the Moldovan school system. uh, so it's definitely a lot less strict. The students, like, the teachers take on like a holistic kind of example, want you to succeed in whatever you want. So they want you to pursue your passions and ambitions rather than, be good at math, be good at Romanian. So a little bit more versatile.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for answering that. A question maybe from me is related also to the job opportunities that the students have on campus. So if, for
Mhm.
example, for instance, they're applying for a liberal art program, um, maybe what are the options of some job opportunities, because they have the opportunity to work part-time, right? 20 hours
Mhm.
on campus.
Yeah.
So maybe you can just share a bit about that so they would
Mhm.
also have understanding. I guess that also adds to the cost
Mhm.
of everything that they will spend, I mean, on campus during their
Mhm.
study.
Yeah, that is a really good question. And for every single department, let's say my department of history, they offered different kind of jobs. So they were like, Anastasia, please, if you want to work, we can give you a job part-time on campus. So um, there's always different opportunities, and you don't even have to work in your department. You can if you want to, but if maybe you're interested in pursuing like English as a hobby, you're kind of writing, can work with the Department of English kind of part-time. And it's just something I would say easy for our international students because the work is not too demanding. It's just for students to be supported kind of financially. They encourage you to do your homework while you're there, complete like minimal tasks. So it's just another way for you to get kind of involved in the department, but then kind of have time for you as well.
Okay, that's good to know then. Great. Thank you so much once more, Anastasia, for your presentation and for just giving some more details and some more information to those who are researching their options at this stage. I guess for all those who are applying this fall, they are kind of knowing what is the program they want to apply for. But even though, I mean, you can still apply for a liberal arts program, and that's
Mhm.
okay.
Yeah. And even when you're,
yeah, please,
sorry,
yeah.
even when you're in school, you can always change your major. So
Right.
that's something that's very open.
Because, you know, in our region, our parents would think like, okay, with the liberal arts program, what can be the career opportunities that you might get afterwards? But yes, you can apply without a major, and you can just
Yeah.
use it in the
Yeah.
first 2 years when you're studying, and that's a good option. That's why we encourage our students to apply for their studies in the U.S., even though they don't know what they want
Yeah.
to apply for. And you can get that idea during your studies. Maybe you'll be passionate about something
Yeah.
you thought is not going to be yours. Okay.
And I just had something small to touch on, and I'm very happy for the people that did show up. I know it's kind of a overused advice, but just kind of follow your ambitions, follow what you're interested in. Because if you follow your parents' ambitions and what they wanted to do, you're not going to be happy ultimately. So I kind of had an unconventional Moldovan mom. She told me I can do whatever I want as long as I'm happy and in school. So she allowed me to pursue my own journey, and I did whatever I wanted and follow my ambitions, and I'm where I am now, and I'm very happy. So just kind of pursue your own ambitions and passions, and you'll be much happier.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the presentation, and thank you for sharing your knowledge and your expertise. For all those who are together with us today, thank you so much for viewing this webinar. And there is going to be the recording that is going to be saved. And if you're interested for all the other webinars that we have scheduled for this month, please go on our website and subscribe for them. And thank you so much, Anastasia, once more. Good luck to all those who are applying for their studies this fall. And yes, together with the University of South Alabama, we also have another webinar for the pre-departure orientation. So yes, subscribe for that. Thank you once more, and have a great evening, everyone.
Thank you.